Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now.
Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the new episode of Bachelor in Paradise. This is season 9, week 5. Okay, so the last episode, we had left off, it was a cocktail party for the rose ceremony, and this mysterious girl came down, and we didn't know who it was, but it's revealed that it's a girl named Sam, another Sam, but I guess to differentiate her, we're calling her Sam P. I had no idea who this was, but she's coming in and she knows that she is going to be handing out a rose. When she goes down, it's the most awkward thing ever, but she looked very happy to be there. After introducing herself, this was like a gift from heaven in the eyes of Sean because it was an opportunity for him to stay because he really didn't have any more other options. So he quickly gets her and takes her to talk. He introduces himself, but all of the men who are in limbo start to pull her like really quick. Aaron, John, Peter, they were looking to secure that rose so they could stay. But out of all of them, I think Sean was definitely the one putting the most effort. But when he was talking to her, she was making him feel so bad. Like she was saying, well, you're so much younger than me. I don't even know if your prefrontal cortex is developed, and I would probably chew you and spit you out because of how young you are. And he, of course, was like, no, I'm very mature. But okay, so we move on to the rose ceremony. Time for the girls to give out their roses to the men. Of course, the ones that were pretty obvious were Kaylee gave her rose to Avan, Rachel to Brayden, Eliza to Aaron B, Kat to Tanner, and Jess to Blake. But then the suspenseful ones started. So Olivia, she had a bit of a triangle with John Henry and Peter, but she does end up choosing John Henry, which I was like, oof, good thing she didn't make a mistake. Mercedes, oof, tough one between Will or Tyler, but she ends up giving her rose to Tyler. I knew it. And then the newbie, Sam, gives her rose to Peter. I was confused because she didn't really talk to him like that, but I'm going to break the fourth wall and guess that maybe the producers told her to choose him for some drama. Unfortunately, John, Aaron, Will, and Sean leave. I mean, wow. I feel bad for all of them, but mainly Will, because not 1 minute in this season did he have a good time. Sean, I was kind of getting used to him, but he's still annoying. He can go back to Shrek land. But this is going to get interesting because all the couples, like thus far, they seemed pretty solidified. Okay, so after that, the night is over and we pick up on a brand new day. Everything is pretty chill. The couples are hanging out. Something really interesting is that today is Kat's birthday. She definitely looks like the type of girl who would want the whole world to know it's her birthday. But anyway, Olivia comes down with a date card. The date card is for Rachel to take a swing at love. And right from that moment, Kat was really pissed because she really wanted the date card because it was her birthday. But at the same time, it shows you how entitled she was because she just went on a one-on-one date with Tanner not too long ago. But Rachel is really happy that she gets that card and picks Brayden. They were both so happy, and I was happy for them. One of the things that Blake says, though, is that he kind of worries that maybe Brayden will fall a little bit too quickly for Rachel and maybe she'll be a little bit more slow. But meanwhile, Kylie, Avan, Eliza, and Aaron seem to be extremely close, like nothing is going to break them at this point. But Rachel and Brayden get started on this date. They go to this place where they're going to make piñatas, but not actual piñatas. They got undressed and they start to paint themselves and decorate themselves as the piñatas. It goes a little crazy. Like they started pouring the paint, too much paint, but they were having so much fun. They feel like they couldn't have done this with anyone else besides each other. And after that, they talk for a bit and Rachel tells him that so far she's been pretty serious and hasn't been taking stuff too seriously. And even though this is still early, she feels like it's going amazing between them. And one thing about them is that they enjoy kissing each other. I'll tell you that much. And you know what? Brayden and Rachel's relationship is kind of making me like them, which is shocking because I don't really like Rachel like that. But now I kind of do. I will tell you one thing though. Kat would have been such a nag on this date. Like, I couldn't imagine her being on this type of date, having to paint herself and do all that. Speaking of which, back at the beach, she's making, everything about her. It's her birthday. And then this girl named Davia from Zach's season comes down. She didn't make it too far in Zach's season, but she's coming down. And when Jesse asks, who are you looking, forward to seeing, she says, Tanner. Lord. She comes down with a date card. She introduces herself to everyone. And after reading her date card, she first asks Tanner to go chat. He's so into her. I mean, he's looking at her eyes. He's just mesmerized. And the chat was pretty long between them. He came back with a big old smile. And Davia, usually when you talk to people, you talk to 2 or 3. She didn't even feel the need to talk to anyone else. She automatically said that Tanner, she would like to go on this date with him, and he says, of course, I would love to. And Kat is freaking the freak out. So Tanner takes her to talk after saying yes, and Tanner tries to see where her mind is at and if she's okay with him going on the date. But Kat is being extremely combative, being really argumentative. She's like, so are you going because you want to level out the playing field? And he, of course, plays the good old, this will help me get clarity. But then Davia goes to get her man. But for some weird reason, so many people on the beach were sort of egging Kat on. And maybe they did feel bad because it was her birthday. So they do want to cheer her up. So Tanner and Davia go on their date. And Kat is with Kaylee in tears. And then the whole group comes down with some cake, all singing happy birthday while she was in tears. It did kind of put a smile on her face. So that was good, but this was the weirdest thing because the timing was sort of ridiculous. Then she gets the cake, walks away, and throws it. That was weird. It's then much later and the sun is setting down and Tanner and Davia are on their date. They have immense physical attraction, but he says that he's so glad that he said yes and that he's having a great time and they're making out. Meanwhile, Kat is, she's being a buzzkill. I mean, I do feel bad for her. Yes, I do a little bit. But at the same time, one of the things about Paradise is that karma is pretty quick because this is exactly what she did to Brayden. So the whole group is hanging out, and then I love this. As they were all there, Rachel and Brayden came running in, still dressed as piñatas, and they threw candy at everyone, and everybody was so happy. And then the group fills them in on what just happened with Tanner, and they just say like, oh, well, we gotta go take a shower. It was just really awkward. But honestly, a little part of Brayden is kind of happy that this happened because it's payback for him. They did have an actual piñata for Kat. And then she starts to, take a swing at it. But the way that they edited this was crazy. So they were showing Kat hitting the piñata with such rage, while showing Tanner and Davia having the time of their lives, kissing, dancing, touching, grabbing. But so like they were, going back and forth. But then they had Kat's confessional narrating everything, and she was becoming unhinged. Screaming, crying, raging. I would have been afraid to have been there because she might have started beating up the people with the pole instead of hitting the piñata. It was giving single white female. It was crazy. Then Wells is pretending to fix this box of truth or whatever the hell it's called, and he's bringing it back for people to write more confessions in the box. But before that, the new Sam starts a truth or dare game, which, she is kind of lame. So the first he chooses dare and he has to eat this chili pepper, and I know it must have been spicy because he near damn fainted. Okay, Brayden picks dare, and his dare is to give a lap dance to the most exciting person, and he gives a lap dance to Jess. But oh my gosh, they dared Peter to kiss any girl, and he kissed Kaylee, but it was just a peck, extremely awkward. Then they ask Mercedes truth or dare, and she says truth. And the question was, who would you kiss? and she chooses John Henry, but then she actually kisses John Henry. And I was like, what the hell, Mercedes? Like, isn't Tyler your guy? Then Kat chooses Dare, and they ask her to take a body shot. And she uses John Henry as well. So Olivia is like, oh, they're coming for my man. I need to catch up. So when they dared her to suck someone's finger, she chooses John Henry, and she obviously, does it a certain way. But then Aaron is messy. So his truth goes to Jess, and he asks, is it true your biggest connection is Blake? And she hesitated for a few seconds before saying yes, which was very telling, and Blake was extremely thrown off and upset. I've always felt like they were sort of like a default relationship. Like they just, got booed up very early on and they just didn't explore anything with anyone else. So after that game, it did kind of bring some fun. But y'all, Brayden and Rachel left to the sand, and they were doing such cute things. Like she was jumping into his arms, and it was really nice. Olivia goes to the pool with John Henry, and she says, I'm going to ask you, truth or dare? And he says, truth. She says, is it true Mercedes is a better kisser than me? And he says, well, you haven't kissed me in a while, so why don't we see? So they kiss. It was a really romantic moment that they both had in that pool. Unfortunately, Blake was left very confused after that truth or dare game, and he wonders if there's something Jess isn't telling him. So he goes to talk to her, and he says, I want to be all in, I want to give it my all, but I need to know if you have any feelings for Tyler or Tanner that you want to explore. Like, I just want to know. And Jess, I don't want to use the word weird, but I feel like she's been mute, like, so far. And once Blake asked her that question, she began to cry, and I was like, what is going on? Like, I don't know, it was just so weird, so awkward, like so random. I mean, but I think that she was upset that she hasn't been able to explore as the other people have, and maybe she feels like she's been stringing Blake along. Maybe she feels like she doesn't want to hurt him. I don't know. It was just it didn't make sense, and I'm sure there's more context maybe, but that's how it was. It just felt a little bit strange. Okay, so the night was over, and we pick up the next day. I guess the group never saw Davia and Tanner come back. They must have returned pretty late, but the vibes were definitely off. When Davia walked out, she's talking to the ladies, and a lot of them were asking her about this day. Like, nosy Kaylee is all over her, asking her about Kat. So at this point, since everyone is making it seem like Kat and Tanner had this huge connection, Davia feels the need to go talk to Kat. So she grabs her, and they go talk. Davia starts by saying, when I talked to Tanner, he said that y'all weren't exclusive, like y'all were open, and Kat says, yeah, we were never exclusive. But then Kat says, well, did it seem like he wants to pursue things with you after the date? And Davia says, well, I mean, I can't speak for him, but I think maybe, yeah. Then, this is how you can tell. Kat, I was reading her, and I could tell exactly what she was trying to do. Kat was trying to manipulate Davia, because she starts by saying, all of these bad things that Tanner supposedly did, like he didn't ask me if he could go on the date, he left me hanging, it was my birthday. Do you really want to be with someone like that? She was trying to, put a seed of doubt in Davia, but Davia says, well, I mean, I wouldn't have asked him on the date if I didn't think I would want to be with someone like him. So that was that for the chat, and then Tanner comes out. So that's when Kat and him go talk, but that's where the episode ended. But next week, you guys, it looks like ish is going to get real. So, looks like Tanner and Kat's talk isn't going to go too well. So, Kat is going to decide to turn her attention and go full force for John Henry, something that's really going to mess things up with poor Olivia. And it also looks like Aaron and Eliza are pretty solidified, like I said earlier. Charity's coming down, and it looks, from the preview of course, looks like Charity is going to plant some sort of seed of doubt in Eliza and sort of meddle in her and Aaron's relationship. So listen, next week is going to be really interesting. As far as this week, I really did enjoy the episode. I think that Brayden and Rachel's date and like their relationship that they're sort of starting is just a breath of fresh air. I really enjoyed it. As far as Kat Kat is crazy, and it looks like I said, she's going to, do a little dirty, and, it is what it is, but she definitely came across looking crazy this episode. But anyway, you guys, let me know, what are your thoughts about Brayden and Rachel's new relationship, and what do you think of Kat's erratic behavior on Davia and Tanner going on this date? Let me know, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.